Hello and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I am Ricardo Crepaldi, Director of Data Enablement at BASF and Ambassador of the CDO Magazine in Germany. I'm calling today from the cloud Ludwigshafen in the Palatine area, and I will be the moderator for today's interview, which is a partnership with CDO Magazine, MIT, CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers. And today, I have the pleasure of talking with Dr. Michael Stonebraker, founder, CTO and Visionary of Hopara, and Kent Smith, CEO of founder of Hopara. Hi guys, how are you today?
We're doing great.
Great, thanks Ricardo. How are you?
I'm great, great. How is you think that the role of the data analyst will change or evolve in the next decade?
Okay, so I think there are two things. In the last decade, practically every university has started a data science program, and mostly they teach tools to analyze data, machine learning, matrix operations, all that stuff. The thing that they are completely missing is twofold. One is we talked about this earlier, that if you're spending 90% of your time doing data preparation, you're not doing data science, you're doing data integration. And so we should train data scientists to get much better at doing data integration, to assist with more global approaches that have to come from the enterprise as a whole. That's number one. So realize that you're in the data integration business and get good at it. Second problem, which the data scientists are finally starting to get a glimmer of, is let's say I write a machine learning algorithm to predict the price of oil in Ludwigshafen, which is apparently where you are. So I write this model. I get some training data. I run the model, and the model doesn't work. So then I say, well, my training data is probably wrong. So I go get some more training data. Still doesn't work. So then I tune the hyperparameters. Still doesn't work. Then I realize the data is dirty. So I go and I clean it. And a typical model goes through 100 or so iterations to get something that actually you can put in production. So and I think so if I'm at iteration 60 and say, oh my God, I got to go back to iteration 29 and try something different. So this is a trial and error through a lot of iterations. And for every iteration, I need the training data, I need the output data, I need the model's hyperparameters. There's a large amount of data that goes with every iteration. So fundamentally, data modeling, data analysis is a data problem. Just keeping track of all of the stuff so that I can move backwards if I have to. And it's a visualization problem because I want to figure out what went wrong. And usually that's not transparently obvious. So data scientists have to become better at data integration. They have to become better at data management, and they have to become better at visualization. So I think those are the three key things that you need to be more successful than you are now.
Awesome.
I think given the demand, anybody in that industry, anybody with that title is going to stay well employed for a very long time. The supply of data analysts is still not keeping up with the demand for data analysis.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, I could really spend 1 more hour here talking to you. Really cool, but you are approached to the end. And then I have one last question. Maybe I can start with you, Ken. That is, if you could give CDO Magazine readers one closing piece of advice, what would it be?
Think about the end user of the data. the people who you're trying to empower in your organization, who are not the data scientists, they're the frontline folks, you're trying to drive data-driven decision-making, et cetera. Think about them first and then build backwards.
Good, thank you. Michael?
I think don't be afraid of disruptive innovation. You embrace innovation, embrace disruption.
Good, thank you. And maybe a bonus question. Maybe you guys could share briefly how you guys came with the idea to create Hopara.
Well, sure. I already sort of said it, which is I'm a huge fan of Google Maps. And Google Maps do great on geographic data. And if you have, like if you're Airbnb and you want to drop available rental opportunities onto a map, then Google Maps will allow you to do that. But that's all it can do. If you have floor plans, you're out of luck. If you have other visualizations that are two-dimensional, like scatter plots, heat maps, Google Maps doesn't do that. So the original idea was, why can't we do Google Maps for all of your data? And that turned into a research project at MIT, where we built a prototype of what's now Hopara. And basically, it worked great. And people loved the demos. And so since I have a lot of startup experience, Hopara is in fact my 10th startup. I said, well, let's try and make a business out of this. And so I found Ken and the other co-founder, Kathy, and we got venture capital and got going.
Great.
Mike's got me beat. I've only done 7 startups.
Okay, so then I wish you guys also success. And again, thank you, Michael and Ken, for joining me today. It was a pleasure to spend this time with you guys. And also thank you for that is watching this video. And if you want to see more content like this one and more videos, please just visit cdomagazine.tech.